Welcome to Insight Builder channel, large language model automators, Python experts, and my dear friends. 7 libraries to supercharge your natural language processing journey, that too with open source resources. Embed, model, and execute semantic search like a professional. So, what are the common challenges you guys might be facing right now? Think about it. In the forest of natural language processing, there are many different kind of challenges that you can come across. First and foremost is by splitting the text. So splitting text can be done in multiple ways, but the challenge is that once you split the text, it has to be the model that you're going to next work with. The text has to be able to read the text that you're split. If that fails, then you might get the results that is a little bit off. And comes next step is, most of the time we want to convert the text into some kind of numbers, that is vectors, and we have a plethora of models that you can work with. We sometimes want to summarize and create topics out of the text. We want to do some kind of searching on the text that we have got. We can do question answer modeling, like as I shown in earlier videos where I discuss about LangChain QA generation or QA evaluation. So you want to do some modeling there. You might want to extract the keyword, or finally you want to make the models more accessible, because there are lots of models. Even your own models you might fine tune, and you want to make it accessible. And the next two challenges that I'm going to talk about: understanding how the models work and performance bottlenecks. This comes from the concept of the data structures that each of these models take in and return out. So what happens is, initially when you are working on these kinds of challenges, the text is the major bottleneck. So when the entire internet, or currently the entire world is primarily dependent on text. Whether you are going to use this video, or whether you are going to use some other speech algorithm, whatever the algorithm it is finally going to be converted to some kind of numbers, and numbers are form of a text, right? So see, the reason why I'm going to the bare minimum level of understanding is that text programming is very, very important. When I started to learn programming, the challenges that I was asked to complete were mostly linked with text. By splitting the text, creating new kinds of text, pulling the text from documents, and removing or extracting certain part of the text, and all these things were done using basic algorithms, basic programming algorithms. But now all these algorithms can be modeled using various neural network models that we have already seen. So, but actually you don't need to do all this modeling by yourself, or all this programming by yourself. What has happened is, this is something that I was also pretty surprised when I started researching. All these challenges has been faced by many developers out there, many companies out there, and they have come up with a huge amount of huge numbers of libraries out there. We already know about Hugging Face Hub and the series of models that they host under open source for not just one task, not just embedding or text searching. They host it for slew of tasks. I have already discussed these concepts. Just a moment. So let me go to the browser for a moment. So I have already discussed the slew of topics, the models that is available in Hugging Face, and how to work with various NLP tasks, and also various vision tasks with the models that is available inside the Hugging Face Hub. So Hugging Face Hub by itself is a library, a Python library, but it works purely on various kinds of models that is already hosted inside the hub. I'll be linking these videos. You don't need to worry about how to get the link to these videos. You can check my playlists, the channel playlists, or I'll be attaching these videos along with this particular video also. Let us go back to the presentation again. So what I am going to discuss right now is a different set of libraries that primarily work on these challenges, that is very much specific to text, and the step before actually getting the predictions. So think about the various models that you're till now worked upon. So you will have a text, you will send it through, let us take the ubiquitous model right now that we can discuss upon is ChatGPT. So you give a text to it, spills out a series of words to you back, right? This is what happens. So you give the text, it gives out text, but there is a lot of things happens in the middle, and it is all abstracted away from you guys. So what exactly happens is what is shown here. So the text gets tokenized, it gets vectorized. GPT does a lot of other things apart from doing text generation. It has to do internal modeling, all these things, and has been completely converted into neural network parameters and weights and biases. So these things are not at all visible to a regular user. But as a developer, or as a person who is developing a new product or working on a new idea that you want to change how the things are being done right now, then you have to understand the basic steps that is going on inside large language models, or inside the forest of natural language processing. So that is the main motivation behind making this presentation. So let us dive into first of all, the libraries that I am planning to discuss. I'll first of all list them down. So Haystack is one of the all-round library that is almost similar to LangChain. So you guys must have seen most of my LangChain related videos and how I approach LangChain related topics. So Haystack is also having similar kind of pipelines, similar kind of agents, and working with multiple large language models. So, and also apart from working with multiple large language models, it can also work with open source models. So Haystack is also very similar to LangChain, but it has a very good documentation. You guys have to check it out. I'll be going to their presentation in their GitHub repo in a couple of minutes, so stay tuned for that. Next is Top2Vec. So Top2Vec is topic to vector library. So it takes this particular library, or this particular the Python module will take the text that you're going to give, and it will find out the topic, and it will also generate the vectors based on that topic. So this is a very different this is something you might actually come across when you're going to work with huge corpus of text. GenSim is designed is very similar to the other libraries that I have spoken about, 2V, unstructured, etc. So GenSim is one more library that works with unstructured digital texts, and works by using open source models. Okay, so most of these libraries implement the open source model that is already available. So these libraries don't create any of the models. So they help to fine tune. So there are libraries that I will be discussing below that will help to fine tune the model. But most of these libraries try to work with the existing model that is already available. So when you are going to implement or work with these libraries, you might want to have a very good processing power system also. So ensure that you have at least a i7 processor with 16 GB of RAM. That is the bare minimum you should have. Below that, you can still work using Collab notebooks. So most of the time I share my knowledge or the experimentation using Collab notebooks only. That is a primary reason. Continuing with the list, so we have TXT AI. TXT AI is a very unique library. So these libraries which I have highlighted in red, I'll be further diving deep into these libraries in future videos. So stay tuned for those future videos. So I hope that you like these contents, and do leave a like and share it with others. Subscribe to my channel. So further updates, as I told you right now, regarding these libraries on artificial intelligence, language models, and Python related libraries will hit your YouTube channel, YouTube dashboard directly. Now, continuing with the discussion of text AI, this is a little bit different, and I got really curious about creating embedding databases. So I am in the process of exploring this particular library, and I will be updating some of the details regarding this creating databases of embeddings and that topic. So topic modeling is one of the important aspects inside natural language processing, because you will have huge corpus of text and you have to somehow distill it in such a way that you can send it through the next steps. we have already seen that when you are working with ChatGPT or GPT-4 or whichever model it is, you have, see, GPT-4 has 32,000 tokens, but still it is 100 pages, right? But most of our documents could be more than 100 pages, and there are old documents which actually go into 1,000 pages long. What to do with those kinds of text? Then you have to somehow process it, right? And even if you have 32,000 tokens in GPT-4, it doesn't mean that you should use it. So there is a way to efficiently work with these models, and such a kind of thinking where you distill the knowledge, distill the tokens that you have got, is also one of the primary challenge that these libraries solve. So BERT topic is topic modeling technique that leverages transformers. So as I was explaining, they use transformers models that is hosted in Hugging Face Hub, and there is one more library similar to BERT topic. It is called as KeyBERT, which extracts the keyword from the text. So these are all I will leave you guys to explore it. And finally comes backprop. So this is a natural language engine that makes use of SOTA. So you will see sometimes the models referred as SOTA. That is state of the art language models. I was not knowing that SOTA stood for state of the art language models. So this is something that I learned recently. And as I was telling, so backprop, TXT AI, and Haystack, I'll be diving a little more deeper, and I will try to provide some more feedback on this. Let us go back to the browser right now. Without further ado, let us start with the Haystack. So all these libraries that I'm showing right now, that I discussed right now, is available in GitHub, and you can access them, and you can take a look. You can actually give them a test drive also. So all it takes is going to the collab notebook and starting to do a pip install of these libraries. So all of these libraries have a good Python support. So starting with Haystack has the modular approach, and they also discuss about the various tools and agents. So this is very similar to what LangChain has. And this also includes pipelines and nodes. That 2V library, that is another one library that I was discussing. So you might be seeing, once you get an overview of these libraries or this ecosystem, right, then you will understand, okay, there are certain challenges that exists, and there are certain processes or heuristics that these libraries follow, and the solutions that they provide. So once you study these things, when you are going to get into a real problem or solving a real product, then you will know how to choose, or which particular tool to work with. So this is also one of the overarching motivation of my video. So you must have seen the way I'm covering the libraries that is available around, because I felt even when I am learning something new, I want an overview. So this is also one of the reason why I'm providing such an overview for you guys. I hope that you like this, and do leave a comment. That is more important, so that I can understand whether whatever I'm providing is helpful for you guys, and whether I can make any kind of improvements, so that I can add more value to the time that you are giving to my videos. So with that said, this is about Haystack. This is a very brief introduction. I will be diving deeper into Haystack and working with some collab notebooks, working with some of their examples. I already tried some of their examples. It's pretty intuitive. We can easily reduce their combine multiple examples that they have provided into single notebook, and we can explain. I can provide an overview. I have been thinking about that, so let me get back to you on that. Next is top to vec. So top to vec, all this, okay, let me go back to the presentation. So all this links of these libraries, I've already kept it in the presentation. You can access this presentation also, and or you can just give a Google search. So it will immediately take you to the respective libraries GitHub. So it should not be much of an issue. And let us go back to the browser. Top to vec, as I was telling, is going to create topics and also create word vectors. So it does both of the things together. And this is not a very overarching library. It has a very simple problem statement and a solution that it offers. And it also goes through a set of steps to come up with the topic. So they have colorfully explained it here. You guys have to take a look at this. So they have done a very good job, and they also explained the concept of how these things happen in mathematical terms. They explained it in mathematical terms with pictures, so this becomes way more easier for you guys to understand. I'm not going to explain these things. I would leave you guys to understand it, because I want my viewers also to learn and share and also discuss these things with others. So it will be much better if you can read through and understand what is going on, and you can have a discussion with me also. That is one of the benefits of having such a medium, right? Next is TXT. So this is something that I came across. This is by New ML organization. This is something that I came across pretty recently, and the way they have these vectorization and indexing searching process looks very interesting. I want to dive deeper to understand how fast their algorithms are and what are their flows, how they interface with the real world using Fast API. And yeah, underneath they are using Hugging Face open source models only, but they have other related applications like text chat, paper AI, code question. So these things also I'll be diving deeper into in near future. So their GitHub repo is pretty exhaustive, so take a look at that. Coming to BERT topic and KeyBERT are related to using the BERT models inside inside the transformer models in Hugging Face Hub. So these actually take the text and then convert them into topic. They use, when it comes to BERT topic, the algorithm and the models and also the interface with the text can be modified. So there are multiple ways to interface with the text. So we have Gensim, we have Spacey, we have Flare, we have Use. So all these are different libraries with which BERT topic can interface with. And so they have a very extensive tutorial also. So take a look at that and see how useful it is. Finally, we have KeyBERT, which actually pulls the keywords out of the text models. So you give a corpus of text, and out comes the keywords that is most important inside the text that is provided. So keyword is it's a concept that is prevalent in search engine optimization. It is more prevalent when it comes to distilling the knowledge and how to it is also more important when you are going to search a particular document. So instead of searching with complete search vectors, you can reduce the sentences into keywords and then search for the keywords inside the text corpus. So all these kinds of algorithms can be implemented once you understand these libraries. These libraries, as I was explaining, let us go back to a presentation for a moment. See, these libraries are having their own set of heuristics or the solution processes they offer. It doesn't mean that we need to follow their solution processes directly. So you can actually take 2-3 libraries together, work with the parts of the libraries that you like the most and leave the rest of it. So no one is, in case of Python, it is all about, importing these libraries and working with the modules, right? Working with the classes and the modules that these libraries provide. All you need to understand is that how these modules, interface. That is what I was telling. The understanding how the models take the input and return the output. So this concept can only be mastered when you take these libraries and start playing with them. And this, as I was telling, most of my videos I give an overview, and in the future I will be diving deep into understanding these libraries and discussing the number 8 and number 9 challenges. Let us go to the browser again. Continuing with our discussion, so we have the Gensim that I already discussed about. So their library, they are part of Rare Technologies, and they have also a very good a series of modules that you can work on, and they interface with lots of open source models and open source libraries also. So Gensim is kind of a hub that can work with multiple other libraries. So take a look at it, and these Gensim is also one of these libraries that I'm thinking that I'll dive deeper and get more understanding of this. It also works with very easily with the front end also. So all these things are pretty new to me also. to be honest with you guys. So let me go and understand, and in the meantime you can also review these libraries and get back to me if you have some questions. And finally we have backprop. Backprop is again a library which is similar to what you are seeing with text AI and haystack. They also work with various open source models. Here the difference in case of backprop is it is not limited to one language. So most of the libraries that we are right now discussing is never limited to one language. You can work with multiple languages. The point is how the underlying models that you're going to pull into these libraries interface. So like backprop makes it so easy for you guys to work with multiple languages. Rest of the libraries don't talk about vectorizing multiple languages or classifying different text, but backprop is designed in such a way that it can help you guys to work with such a task way more easily. So each of these libraries, as you have seen, will first of all provide their challenges and then go into how they're solving it. So even by just looking at their GitHub repo and their README itself, you can get an overview that okay, what are the challenges in this in this domain, in this natural language processing domain. If you are a data leader, or if you are a leader or a senior management who is trying to understand an overview of this overview, then I hope that now you must have got a overarching steps that is required for working with large corpus of text. What are the problems you will be facing, how to solve them. So I hope that I've given you an overview that is beneficial to you, and do leave a like and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel so further updates on such libraries, large language model related algorithms, and Python ecosystem will be shared to you guys directly. And so in this case, the only thing I can actually ask you guys to do is read. So we cannot practice here, but still, if you are more curious and want to start practicing, go ahead and pull a Collab notebook and start practicing with these libraries. And most of these libraries actually provide Collab notebook examples by themselves. In fact, haystack, TXT AI, backprop, and also Gensim, they all provide the links that actually connect with the Collab notebook directly. So if you click on those links, it will take you to the Collab environment and where you can directly start working with them. So these are the benefits, and I hope make use of these benefits to the fullest extent, and learn as much as you can. Let us understand and learn together and grow together. With that said, I would like to leave with 4 words this time, which is a different words I will be using. Read, 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 read. See you guys. Have a great time.